What's up, Rick?
Reggie, how you doing?
I'm
Eric, good
good.
seeing you.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Thanks
All
for
right.
being here.
All right. See you,
Yes,
Rick.
sir.
Hey,
Hey,
congratulations,
Aaron.
Reggie.
Hey, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
same to you. And
I
I'll,
look forward to being with you soon.
yes, yeah. Looking
All
forward
right,
to it.
God bless, brother.
All right, you too. Take care.
You too.
Hey Reggie, congratulations again. I'm the PR director for the Reds, so I just wanted to congratulate you. And this is our local media, and Rick is also on here, as you probably saw earlier. So, but I wanted to just go
Yes.
like start it off. And anybody have any questions for Reggie?
Well, Reggie, Trent Rosecrans with The Athletic. First of all, just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
A couple years ago when you were on the ballot with Ken Griffey Jr., I looked at the numbers and your Reds time was much better than his. And that's, he was a pretty good player. Why do you think sometimes maybe you were kind of overlooked at just like how good you were and the production that you put up?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Thank you for that question, and hello to everybody that's on this Zoom call as well. I don't know the dynamics of that. I mean, I just think sometimes politics and certain scenarios play into certain equations, and my career with the Reds. On the onset, I guess the genesis of it was very successful. And then towards the end of my career, I think starting from 1995, actually 1995 was a great year, but the postseason, I think, may have interfered with the likeness of my play from that standpoint. And then you fast forward, from 96 to 97 and on, and then I just think there was maybe a bad taste, in certain or others, maybe, you know. How they viewed me. So, but I do think from the Ken Griffey standpoint that you're talking about, him going into the Hall of Fame at that, I think shortly thereafter, played into that equation as well. And obviously he's Ken Griffey Jr. too as well, and the likeness of him as well. So I think there's probably some scenarios that played into that equation, but we can erase that right now. Yes.
Reggie, yeah. So what does this mean to you? Because this is a pretty cool honor to
Yeah.
have, and you certainly earned it. So what does it mean to you for this to be happening?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. It's interesting. I just got off the phone with Tony La Russa and Dusty Baker as well. And so Tony, I don't know if you guys know Tony very well, but he always gives you a compliment, but then he'll give you a little, kind of levy at the end of that. And he said, "Hey, Reg, I just want to call you, congratulate you on a well-deserved honor, but also too, I know with your Hall of Fame speech, you're probably going to be a more about me, I. So this is perfect for you. So I think you're going to hit it off very well." So which I thought was, pretty funny. And then Dusty Baker, he was just calling just to say congratulations as well. But to your question, I'm overwhelmed when I got the call from Rick, and he just, he said, "Reg," he said, "Look, this is long overdue. We have an announcement that we want to make, and so before I do that, let me add one more person to this call." And so which he did, and then he just, went through. That we will honor you and your family in 2026 with the induction to the Reds Hall of Fame, in August. And so as he was, sharing that information, it just brought back so many amazing memories with the organization. Obviously, it's an organization that I came up with, and there's so many people that have just supported me and paved the way, not only for me, but the thing that I think about the most that I've been sharing, when he was, saying that to me, the first two people that I thought about was my mom and my dad, and so it really is a celebration, for them than it is than more for me than it is for them. Yes.
Hi, Reggie. My name's Pat. I covered
Hey,
the
Pat.
for the Cincinnati Enquirer. It's great to talk to you. Congratulations. And I
Thank
wonder if at any point during your time in Cincinnati, did you sense that you were? I mean, it's such a high honor. Do you ever realize in the moment that I'm sure you're not thinking in terms of, you know, personal accolades and Reds Hall of Fame, things like that probably aren't on your radar. But did you think you were affecting the team and the culture around the team as much as you were during that period?
No, not at all. You know, as you've probably interviewed thousands of athletes, and our primary focus is, the day, right? Winning the day. And you don't really focus on the accolades and the milestones and all the other things that may come with it. So and even, there was an interview I did the other day, and they talked about my numbers with the Reds, as a collective number of the amount of time, from 91 to 98. And I still had no idea what those numbers were, and so it's that constant, kind of baseball mindset or athlete mindset. You really focus on what the tasks are at that particular moment. And so, as a retired young man now, now you're able to, I guess, enjoy the fruit of the labor, if you will, in regards to an honor like this. And it's a big deal, and I don't take that lightly at all.
Yeah. And I wonder, from all the games you played as a Cincinnati Red, any chance there was a favorite or one great moment that sticks out to you, or maybe even defines your time with the club?
Yeah. So there was a couple of my friends text me yesterday, and they said, "Hey, Marge Shot would be turning in her grave knowing that you're going into the Hall of Fame." How about that? And so I can remember when Jim Bowden called me and said, "Hey, your time is now." And so immediately I called my mom, and when I got to Cincinnati, Marshot came on the field, and she said, "You're going to be my next Eric Davis." And then so she said, "Shotzi, you get over here." So Shotzi came over. She ripped a piece of hair off of Shotzi, and then she put it in my back pocket for good luck as well. So that's a memory that I'll never forget. But also too, there's just so many people that have really impacted my experience in Cincinnati. Starting with Lou Piniella was my first manager, and so Lou Piniella was an amazing leader. He let me go out and play and let me develop as a young man. And Davy Johnson, I think Davy Johnson probably had the most impact on me as a young player. Probably because he was there the longest, in that time. But as a young player, you go through the ups and downs of a season. You go through your journey within that, and as a young player, lack of confidence, not believing I should be there, not understanding how to be even keeled throughout the processes of the day-to-day operations. And so David Johnson really was able to bring me into bring me into his office as much as he could, and really talk me through a lot of different scenarios. And so I owe so much to him in regards to my the development and leadership style with the Reds as well. And then there's others within that process, from Jack McKeon. Jack McKeon, he's another manager that pulled me to the side and really showed me the right way to do things. And then you can think about, I shared this yesterday, and I think this is a pretty fitting thing to say right now. So yesterday's the question was asked, who set the foundation for you when you first um, got to the Reds? And I said, I said Eric Davis, and they said, why? I said, well, most people don't know this story, but Eric Davis, as you guys know, got hurt in the '90 World Series, and then he got hurt again in '91. I think it was around August, and that's when I got called up. And so, as a young boy, so excited about, the possibilities of, making it to the majors and then getting to Cincinnati and then not knowing what that would entail, but just excited with the joy of all of that and just wanting to do well. And so, at the time, when you get to the stadium at Riverfront Stadium, you would drive underneath the stadium. You would open the red door. The first red door would be the meeting room, and then the second red door would enter into the main clubhouse. So I opened the first red door, and the first person I saw was Eric Davis, and I'm like, whoa! And so I try to act as if shy. I didn't see him, but he said, "Hey, Red," and I was like, "Eric," I was like, "What's up?" And he said, "Man, I'm waiting on you." I was like, "Oh, you are?" And I said, "Well, what's up, brother?" And then he said, "Listen," he said, "Everybody know that you're coming, and they're so excited that you're here. But I want you to know that before you get into the main clubhouse, that I got your back. Whatever happens with me, I'll be okay. But I just want you to know that I'm here for you. Whatever you need, just go out and do your thing." And so that really, like, when you think about, like, who does that, right? And so for him to do what he did, to set the foundation and the stage, that just that meant a lot. Meant a lot.
Was a lot.
Reggie Reg.
That was a
Kevin
lot.
What's
Barnett, James
up?
Harrison from Local 12. What's going on, Reg?
That was a
Look
lot,
at
bro.
there.
Hey, we just want to say congratulations from two old friends of yours. So, man, you looking good, my
Oh,
friend.
Yes,
boy,
you
hey, I appreciate. Look at you guys. Y'all look good as well.
60.
Yeah.
Good, man. So,
What's
hey,
going
we're
on?
proud of you. We can't
What's
wait to
up?
see you when you get here in April, man. Congratulations on everything. Blessed.
Thank you, brother. Love you guys, man. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're the best, Reg.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we had to stop by and say hi.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Congrats,
All
Reg.
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Peace. Merry Christmas.
You too.
Hey, Reggie, this is Jamie Ramsey with the Media Relations Department. I work with Larry. And
Hey,
I've
Jamie.
been a Reds fan all my life as well. And I just wanted to, I have kind of two questions. One, can you talk a little bit about that 1994 team? I know the 95 team experienced some success and went to the playoffs, but a lot of people say the Expos were the best team in 94. And as a Reds fan, I'm a little partial to the Cincinnati team that year. And my second question would be, like, how special is it going to be for you in April, taking part in this ceremony that will have pregame ceremonies at Great American Ballpark, the ballpark in which you hit the first home run in?
Oh, wow. Yo, you know what? That's interesting. So that was 2003. I was with Pittsburgh. And some that was so we do a trivia night here, once a month. And so that question came up at one of our trivia questions. So yeah, thanks for reminding me that. To your first question, in 1994, that team, yeah, man, that team was when I think of Kevin Mitchell, right? I think of so many guys that so in 94, if I remember this correctly, I think in 94 you talked about the Expos, and we were playing in Montreal, and I believe it was 1994. Pedro Martinez was throwing a perfect game, and so I think it was the first or maybe the second inning. Pedro threw at my head, and then I jumped up, and that we started exchanging words, and you know what that entails. And then so that I think I ended up grounding out, and then it got back to me again, and then Pedro ended up, hitting me the second time around. And so then I went and, I went and charged, after Pedro. But the interesting thing to that was that, and we know how Kevin Mitchell, very tough guy, and he's no nonsense. So as I'm running out there, Kevin Mitchell almost beat me to the mound. And I'm like, how did Kevin Mitchell almost like beat me to the mound, and I'm right here at home plate. And but to that point though, I mean, I'm basically saying that Kevin Mitchell was a teammate, was a good teammate, and he would do anything for you. And that's what that team kind of represented to me was, we supported each other in a way that if you're trying to hurt one of our players, we got his back, or if a player's down, we got his back, or if we having success, we got each other's back. So it really was an amazing team. I think that catapulted us to 1995 when we were able to, to go as far as we did. So it was on the backbone of 1994 that catapulted us to 1995. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. And then what was the other question?
It was about how special it's going to be for you taking part in the ceremony at the ballpark in which you hit the first home run in.
Yeah, man, I tell you, I can't even imagine what that will mean. I can't even fathom it right now because this experience is still so surreal. I still feel like I'm in a in a good uh, daydream, if you will. But the moment to me is not about me. It's more about it's all about the people that have paved the way for me to get there. Starting, like I said a few minutes ago about my mom and my dad, and then you think about my college coach who, saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. I was just a young boy loving the game of baseball, and him having the ability to say, "Hey, we want you here at Spartanburg Methodist College because we believe in you and we believe in your talent and you can help us win." And so, from the spirit of that to, being drafted by the Reds, but not signing, and then finishing my associate's degree at Spartanburg Methodist College, and then signing with the Reds thereafter, and then set on the journey of some amazing people in the minor league system at that time, in the Reds organization, Jose Cardinal. I mean, you got Dave Miley. I mean, there's just so many people that have done an amazing job, not only for me, but for growing the organization as well. And then the stuff that I talked about, with the players and Glenn Braggs, like when I got called up as well. I mean, he literally took me under his wing and gave me a car to drive, gave me a key to his apartment to live in. He purchased me like 5 suits. Like, I mean, he just like, man, we love you. We want you to, be a part of what we have here. And so it's those types of experiences and things that I'm so ever grateful for. So it's more about them than it is about me.
All right. Bill, do you have one more question? We'll do this last question right here before we get to Brandon.
Yes, congratulations. I just want to ask you, you mentioned your parents. Could you tell me the biggest advice they gave you? You said that you were thinking of them as, you get in the ceremony. What was the biggest advice they ever gave you?
Yeah, it's more so my father, so my mom and dad, my mom had me when she was 17 years old. So man, you can imagine like back then they had to quit high school and they couldn't finish because they had to go to work. And so they did that. My dad was a steel core worker. My mom was a seamstress at the time, and so they did what they had to do to put food on the table. As I was growing up, my dad had a dojo, he was a Shotokan and also a self-defense martial arts teacher, and he used martial arts as a way to, I guess you can call, galvanize men around the community in a way to build them up, but also a safe place for them to grow. And my dad was a third degree black belt as well, and being around that, constantly as a young boy, but also to becoming a black belt at the age of 11 as well. And so I think the spirit of that and just really just not knowing what's going on, but just being around that every day, built a good foundation around me. And then ultimately, my mom became a pastor, and then my brother, um, who was my mom and dad ultimately got a divorce, and then my mom ended up having my brother Demetrius, who has a severe autism, and he'll never be able to live on his own. And so, seeing the strength within my mom in those moments, and continue to see the strength in my mom in those moments, not only as a young child but as a man today, continues to drive me, and it drove me in those moments as well. So I believe it's a culmination of not just what they say, but what they have done throughout those childhood years and years today.
Thanks, Reggie. I really appreciate you joining us here. I see Brandon's
Thank
on
you.
here. If we can jump on to Brandon here, but thanks a lot, Reggie.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, guys. Good seeing you guys.